Hi YouTubers, my name is Kevin. Thank you so much for watching my channel. This video is going to be all about going no contact with people who you love. This is probably one of the most difficult decisions that you could make. Specifically, we're going to be talking about when to go no contact, because there is a point in time and you're going to have to make a decision, either continue down this path of emotional trauma and hurt and pain in your life, or take another road. Okay, and we're going to talk about that. So there's when, there's also why you're going no contact. This is going to be a big one, guys, because it may not be the reason you think. Going no contact is not about them. It's not about punishment for them. It's not about getting even. It's not about turning your back. It's not about playing, quiet or any of that stuff. It's about you. And this reason that you're going no contact has to be very strong. It has to be a strong reason. You have to have that strong why in taking responsibility for the choice that you're making going no contact. And then lastly, we're going to be talking about how to go no contact, because there is specific things that you need to be doing and being careful that you pay attention to when you go no contact. You can believe you're going no contact, but really not be going no contact, and you're going to keep yourself stuck in an insane cycle of being attached to the trauma and trying to fix the problem. I thought the best way to present this to you would be by using a demonstration, an illustration using water. So this cup of water represents you. You are designed to be brilliant and to be tasty and to be good to people. You're designed to pour your unique gifts and qualities in life into other people so that they can benefit from you. Okay? This is how you are meant to be. There are going to come people in our life which unfortunately are not going to on the inside be this clean and clear and pure life that should be poured into you. Okay? And over time, you're going to start to get a little bit of them inside of you. The first point I want to talk about is the when. When do you go no contact? So you've been in this relationship, right? You met and you've already started to receive a little bit of their gunk. Okay? It started out with maybe some small insults here and there, some passive aggressive comments, maybe some just sarcasm. But it started to get you a little bit gunked up on the inside. Okay? And so you're now going to start to try and fix the problem. So you're going to pour into this individual, but it doesn't work. And you go back and forth. And what's happening is the more you go back and forth, you're looking more like them. What's even worse is that now other people in your life who were pure the way you were at one time, maybe your parents or maybe your best friends or maybe past relationships. Now when you approach them and you start talking to them, guess what happens? When you start complaining and crying about the relationship you're in, you don't know what to do. Okay? Now if these individuals are smart, which in my case I've seen that they are, they're going to see that something very dark and something's wrong with you. Okay? They're out of there. You're so full of hurt and anger and bitterness now that you can only give out of that place. So this is the time, the decision. When you're at this place, this is the fork in the road. You realize that you're in a hopeless position with the narcissist or the toxic relationship. It's not going to look the way you want it to look. You're hurt, you're filled with anger, you're bitter, and you no longer look the way you hoped you would look. This is the fork in the road. You can continue on in the relationship knowing that it's more of this, and I promise you it will lead to your destruction. Or you can now make the choice to go no contact. Now this is scary because, like I said, you're sacrificing what you wanted. You're sacrificing the hope that there's going to be change in this individual, but there isn't. The only hope for this individual, by the way, is if this individual goes and clears all that muck out. There's no way at this point that you can do it. You're too full of muck yourself now. Okay? So you have to take this person out of the question now, and now you're just focusing on you. It's just you. What do you want to do? This is the win. The time is now at this point. You started to chase off your good friends, people who love you, because you started to pour some of your toxicity into them. Okay? And you are in a relationship that you have been defeated and there's no hope in it changing. This is the time. Okay? Now let's talk about the next point, the why. The why. The why should you go no contact? This ties into this perfectly. Now you have to have a strong why, okay? You're not doing it as punishment. Okay? This isn't, no contact doesn't mean you're turning your back. Because you're still going to be connected. And as long as you're still connected, if you're playing this game with them, I'm going to turn my back and I'm not going to give you the silent treatment. I'm not going to talk to you. All you're doing is you're pouring into them and they're pouring right back into you. Okay? It's not the silent treatment. Okay, I'm going to put this guy down again. This is a decision to go no contact, to cut them out, to disconnect from them. Okay? The why has to be because you are so tired of being hurt, angry, and bitter. The why has to be because you look in the mirror now and you don't recognize who you see anymore. The why has to be because on the inside you feel so yucky and so messy that you don't know if you want to live. This is why. But you know that you have value. You know that there's a better person. You recall the clarity and the pureness that you once had. This has to be your why. This is taking sole responsibility. Sole responsibility for your own health, your own wellness, your own spiritual, mental, and physical health. You deserve to get back to your pureness. You deserve to get yourself cleansed of this muck. You have to now work to get this out. Took a long time to get it in, probably. You have to work to get it out. So now let's talk about the how. How do you go no contact? Because this is now going to talk about what you're doing now that you've chosen to take the no contact route. Once you choose to take that fork and see what's down that path. First thing you have to realize is no contact means no contact. To the fullest extent, this means that if it's a dating relationship, it means if you have to change your phone number, you change your number. Okay? You have to change your email, you change your email. All right? Social media, get off of it. Don't fall into the trap that I did. I went no contact from my wife's family only to stay friends on social media. Listen, let me tell you what you're going to experience when you go no contact. You are going to be already having wars in your head. Okay? Just because you've left their presence doesn't mean you have left the trauma. The trauma is in you. Do you see all that muck? That is now you, right? So you don't even have to be in their presence anymore to deal with the effects of what they did to you. You now have this on your own as you walk around. Okay? Don't add to the fire by looking at them on Facebook and just seeing what they're up to. Sending out little messages, hoping to see if they're changing or hoping to see if they're thinking of you. Nothing. I found that for me personally, when it came to my wife's brothers and sisters and my desire to be involved in the family, I had to literally close down my social media accounts, my Facebook, because I couldn't help but stay away. I kept thinking, man, if only I could just reach them or something, and I couldn't, okay? And at the same time, I was dealing with all this gunk, okay? So close down your Facebook for a while. Disconnect. And besides, social media is a place where, so much abuse happens anyways. It's not a good place when you are dealing with this. It's not a good place to be. Social media is not healthy. It is not. Social media platforms are a medium, guys. It's a medium to receive. Don't think for a minute that all it is just a computer screen to look at. It is a medium. You receive through the medium of social media. This is a fact. You don't believe me? Look up the statistics of how many teens and kids and people have committed suicide over things that were told them through social media. Cyberbullying. It is a medium. Okay? So if you are on social media with the narcissist that you just went no contact from, or if you're on social media with mutual friends with them, then you are not going no contact. You are still in contact with them, and you have to look at it that way. So it's got to be the first stuff to go. Get rid of it. Okay? Go no contact. No contact means no contact. Don't drive by their house. Don't go to the same spots that you used to go to. You have to take the opposite way, the opposite fork. So now, where do you go and what do you do? Now, it's possible to get the healing that you want. It's possible to get the you back that you were before the narcissistic relationship. But what you have to do is you have to now take yourself and you have to find yourself going to get help. Maybe from a counselor, from a support group, somebody who is stronger and has purity and understands, and purity for any length of time, and understands what you have been through. More importantly, somebody who, when you express what you've been through, can listen to it and it doesn't affect them at all. And you can pour more into them and it doesn't affect them. This person is strong and they know what you've been through and they're listening to you, and you can pour and pour and pour all your turmoil into them. And they listen to you. And then in exchange, over time, maybe this is a support group, maybe it's a church group, maybe you need to find God, maybe it's a counselor, it doesn't matter who it is, but it's somebody who understands what you're going through and can listen to you and not judge you and understand what you've been through and not tell you that you're wrong. That's what you need. And then you need to open up and allow them to pour into you. And when they pour into you, you change. You're filled. You're filled back up with the clarity, with your purpose. You're back to who you were before. It's a painful, long experience of getting out all that gunk, pouring it out into people who understand. You can pour it out, and if you don't have people you can pour out to, you can pour out to me. You can pour your stuff out to me and I will listen to you because I know what you've been through. And I will pour back into you, just like I just demonstrated right now. I pour into you from my heart how valuable, how amazing, how creative, everything that you are. Now the goal with this is to get back to the you that you know you are, the you that you are destined to be. That does not mean that we are not going to come across gunky people, narcissistic, ugly people in this life again. But what happens is, since you have been through the process and since you have recovered and since you have refilled yourself and found your purpose and now you're getting on with your life, now you know better. After this process of going no contact, you know better. And now when so-and-so gunk comes along and they try pouring their gunk back into you again, it has no effect on you. And they can keep pouring. And it has no effect on them. This is where you want to be, guys. Not changing them. You want to know how to get even with the narcissist? Become like this. They pour into you and nothing happens. You're immune. You're immune to their dirtiness. This is how you get even with narcissists. No other way. You can't fight yuck with yuck. That's just a pig fest. But you can fight yuck by being immune to it. This video, guys, is not meant to tell you not to be loving to people. Okay? What it's trying to get across to you, my point is to get you to understand that you need to love yourself first. Not in a narcissistic way to where you have no empathy or concern, but love yourself enough that when narcissists come knocking on your door, you're immune to them. That's loving yourself.